Hey guys, what's happening? Just before SSX dropped, I got a chance to interview Todd Batty, Creative Director on SSX. One of the things I asked him was for some tips and tricks for new and returning players. One of the first things he pointed out was that old players, or returning players I should say, will get the chance to use the classic controls that may be hardwired into their brain. You get the chance to initially select it in the tutorial, but if you've decided to give the new ones a go and you can't quite get the hang of it, you can press back or select from the SSX home screen and you'll be brought to the options page. From here you simply select settings and then go into the gameplay settings and the control is there for you. As you can see, the tutorials and other guidings will be in the new controls rather than the classic controls, but if you are a returning SSX player, they are probably ingrained and hardwired in there. Somehow it's like riding a bike, you'll never forget, you'll still remember what those controls used to be. There are two key multipliers to look out for in SSX. The first is the most obvious one possibly, and that is your trick multiplier. If you can keep stringing tricks together without much of a gap between them, you'll keep a combo going. If you keep this going, tricks become more and more valuable as you get down the mountainside and as you link them together. As Todd Batty said, a trick that was worth only 10,000 at the start of a run could become a whole lot more valuable by the time you get to the bottom. If there is a bit of a gap, you can always hit a flare which counts as a trick, or you can nose or tail press to keep your combos alive. The best players will really be able to string these together and keep their combos going as long as possible. There is a second multiplier at the bottom of the screen. What this is like an invisible line that goes down the mountainside as well. If you can stay ahead of this line and keep doing impressive tricks or decent tricks, it will keep adding and adding and adding. However, if you stop or if you bail out, it can become very costly as the multiplier plummets. This was put in to avoid the classic problem whereby people would simply find one perfect place to simply do tricks over and over again rather than progressing down the mountainside. During the creative process, they were having discussions over how to light up dark areas, so they put in the flares. These then became hittable objects and they would actually bounce and roll down the mountainside. But then one person asked, why not make it a trick? And the only reason was because everything else was a trick. So they added this and they called it pieces of flare. What they discovered was tricks add boost. So basically they were littering the mountainside with boost. And as you can see here, if you hit enough of them, you enter tricky because everything counts as a trick. So now in race modes in particular, pieces of flare can be invaluable as they add boost, and that is exactly what you want when you're tearing down the mountainside at full tilt. One of the big additions to SSX is the wingsuit. This isn't overly practical in trick events, however in race events it can give you an edge up on the competition and can help you find shortcuts. The wingsuit is also necessary for certain drops in the deadly descents. However, be warned, it is not overly easy to use initially and does take a bit of practice. The development team was in constant contact with the community, and one of the big points raised was that if you're a high score chaser, you could only use one particular character in previous games, because they all have different attributes. Now, your board and your mods can total 100 points, which means that once you get your perfect maxed out trick board with a mod on top of it, you can use any character in the game that you want to set the high score. So for fans of the series, you can now use your favourite character without worrying about the trick rating and it limiting you in any way at all. Money makes the world go round, and SSX is no different in this regard. The team has put in multiplayer events called global events, in which players can earn in-game credits. When players initially load the game, they'll be told about specific drops that are actually free. So they are free to enter, but you can get a massive payout. As you can see here, my OK score of 22 million in the silver bracket will earn me over 200,000. You don't have to be the best in this game to earn credits. There are different brackets based on your performance, from diamond down to bronze, and each of these will earn you a payout. You can also explore the globe and see who's playing what at any particular time and how much is in each pot. Each drop and global event will have its own particular restrictions and conditions. So if you explore them, you will see they end a particular time, they could be race, survive it or trick it, and they will also have gear restrictions, so you might be set to maximum certain levels or no wingsuits and so on. Some of them are free to enter, but others have a particular cost attached, and you can set up custom lobbies for just your friends, and again you can set the buy-in limits, the gear restrictions and so on. You can even set the payout to just winner takes all if you really want the ultimate bragging rights. So that's it from me and the words of Todd Batty. As you can see, I still require a bit of work on my own performance, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. I hope you're enjoying the game, let me know in the comment section below of course, and I hope to see you on the slopes. I really hope this video has been helpful, and I'll talk to you again very soon guys.